In French, in France, we would say baguette.
Hello, hello, friends. Welcome in. How are you today? Happy Wednesday. That's what the day is today. It's Wednesday. Hold on. Well, I guess I could just answer your question. Hold on. There you go. I also typed it in chat, but everyone welcome in. I don't know why I just thought, oh, I need to respond to this in chat when you can hear me now. But welcome in, everybody. Let me just double check that everything is working, including my brain. And then we will begin. But how are you? How is your day? I think we're good. I don't think I may not have I don't even think I need to. I think we're good. Yeah. I think we're good. So, let's go ahead and move on over here. Welcome in, everybody. How's it going? How are you today? Emmers, welcome in. You're first. How are you? Brad, hello. Vix, hello. I pinned a message here, and it's in the Discord and the announcements as well, but I'm taking suggestions for new emotes. We're going to have a new one on Friday, but on Friday in the Streamversary, and I'll announce this again later, but we will be voting on a new emote, and so I'll have probably a suggestion, but I want to take a few suggestions from you guys as well. And so there is a thread under suggestions in the Discord that you can submit your emote ideas there, and I'll take a couple from there, and we'll vote on it on Friday. But you are clever, Brad. I believe in you. And Brad asked, how would you want them? Explained, example shared, either or both. That's great. If you have like I think it should be a this emote, then that's great. And you've put a picture of it. That's wonderful. If you just want to describe it as well, that's also fine. I did see the direct. I did. We're gonna talk about it today. What are you excited about, Emmers? Had a bit of a day, can't really say too much about it, but what, Vix? Oh no! Well, I hope you're okay, and I'm glad you're here, though. Submitted, I wasn't clever, but part of the team. Well, Brad, I disagree. A Jet Riot, I would, that is a great suggestion. I'm going to react. Hold on. Oh, why can't I find... Surely I have a... What? Do I really not have a Riot emote anywhere? I feel like Discord's just loading slow. I'll react to it later when I'm not streaming. But thank you, Brad, for the suggestion. Amiibos. The amiibos look so good, Emmers. The Zelda one in particular, I think, looks super good. The new Mario game looks cool too. There are a lot of Mario stuffs. But yeah, the Super Mario Wonder, is that what it's called? Super Mario Brothers Wonder is like Mario, but you're tripping out. Still waiting for my Skyward Sword amiibo to go on sale. I saw Bokoblins went on sale, and I was like, is that the one that Emerson needs? But no, it was. I was like, no, it's a Link one. Yeah, it's super bizarre. I did see. I did post this in the Discord under general gaming because Tap was talking about Super Mario Brothers Wonder in the Discord, but someone made an Animorphs book cover where it's Mario turning into the elephant, and it was hilarious. So I posted that. But yeah, I watched it. I'm glad I watched it, I think, before stream, because like I opened up the internet and everyone was talking about Super Mario RPG, so I would have been spoiled of it anyway. So yeah, probably the thing I am most excited about is the Super Mario RPG remake. Like I said yesterday, I was like, I've heard rumor of this, but I highly doubt it. Like it seems like I'm not gonna get my hopes up because I don't know. People have like talked about this before, like the remake being made before, and Square and Nintendo kind of have at times, at least in the past, their relationship has been very contentious. Yeah, so part of me was just like, I don't ever see them remaking it really, unless things change. But it looks so good. It looks so good. I actually downloaded the trailer so we could watch it. I actually meant to put it already in OBS, and I didn't. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna do that now, so that we can watch it. Oh boy. But Adrian!
Welcome back, Sky Pirates.
Put that there.
Happy 16. Jetpack 13 bump.
Thank you so much for the 16 months! Adrian, I appreciate it. How are you today? Let's see, hold on. I'm trying to adjust the sound on it now so that it doesn't just like explode all of your eardrums. What is it called? Super Mario. There we go. Let's do All right. Okay, let's go. Let's watch the trailer because it's just so good. But also I need. Oh, hold on. I need to fix this. Okay. It's too large. Too large for this. Boop 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 boop. There we go. Now it's in frame. Now it's in the frame. Where's the sound? Okay. Yeah, it looks so good. We're gonna... this is like the intro to the game when you like turn on the game. By the way, we played this for my birthday 2 years ago. Not this year, but last year. And we will be playing it again. But we'll be playing the remade version. By the way, when the music started playing, because it's such an iconic song in the startup, I was just like, no way. This is unbelievable. But look at it! And I love that they kept the sort of like odd proportions. So Mario is like a short Mario. Look at him. Look how short he is. Oh, that's okay, Vix. I appreciate it. But I'm just glad that you're here. But look at it. And I love I didn't think about this. I love the idea that there are, like cutscenes. And I mean, there are cutscenes in the original game, but it doesn't like go into, it doesn't go into, it keeps the same, you know, isometric looking down, top down sort of deal. There's gonna be cutscenes. We're gonna see them in like full CG. And look, there's Gino. And I love, like, I've always been kind of confused as to like what Gino actually looks like, really. I like his little like curly things on his hat. I've always wondered what that looks like. Because it looks what it looks like in in the original game, but it's such a weird design. And so I remember even as a kid looking at the concept art and just being like, what is this? What am I looking at? But he looks so cool. And like, this is an iconic scene. I love that it seems like they've kept pretty much everything. It looks very one for one, which I'm here for. Like the combat is the same, it's same turn-based. The music is so good. I wonder what that percentage is. I don't recognize that. I love it. Gosh, look, Gino's so cool. Hold on. I have to just rewatch this part. Because I remember this is where, or after this boss is incredibly difficult. And Malo's cool. This is where Gino shows up and he's like fighting Bowyer. I think this boss's name is Bowyer. And like Mario pops in, and right before Gino gets like struck with an arrow, Mario like bounces on it, and so it like G-flex. Tip of the hat. There's Malo, there's Gino. Looks so cool. Bowser looks great. Okay. Hold on. And this is like, gosh. Oh, and they're gonna show this here in a second. I love this. I love that they kept this in here. That in the original game, there's so many times where Mario will like be talking to somebody. There's no like, he doesn't get like a in Super Mario RPG, Mario doesn't speak at all. He doesn't have any kind of he doesn't have any lines. But anytime it shows him like talking to somebody, oftentimes he'll just kind of gesture up with his arms in the air, and I love that they kept that in here. So I'm here for it. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Look how short he is. He is a short king, and I love it. Oh, look, there's Gino. So good. And it's in November. We will be playing. They have not said or announced any kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? Special edition. They haven't announced any kind of special edition for the game. But if they do, we'll 100% get it, because one of my favorite games of all time. But I'm hoping that with this remake, surely the next Smash Bros will have Gino, right? They have to at this point. He's one of the most requested characters for Smash Bros. Ever. And they keep just making him a Mii outfit. I need him in Smash. I need to be able to play as him. That's really all I want. Anyway, very excited about those announcements. I was like, when I saw all of that, I was like, okay, this is very special. Here was the full list of things that were announced. There was a Pokemon DLC that was announced. I don't have that Pokemon game, so I feel very indifferent. I know some people are probably very excited about it. They showed Sonic, that Sonic game that has already been announced. I think it looks good. That's like maybe a possibility of us playing it, maybe. I don't really know. They showed a free-to-play adventure sim called Palia. That's like an online MMO style farm game, ? It looks interesting. I don't think we'll play it, but it looks interesting. Persona 5 Tactica is coming to the Switch. A lot of people were curious about that. And so they announced it's coming in November. Again, trying to figure out whether or not we will play Persona 5. If we do, we might play it on like story mode or something, so we just like blast through it. So yes. Brad, you need to play games on your Switch. There's so many good games. But maybe not. I mean, you're probably fine. You have a PC, so you're probably playing lots of stuff. Probably getting excited for City Skylines 2. Is it out yet, or is it just like a demo? They also announced Myth Force, which looks interesting. It looks like, think like a late 80s, early 90s styled cartoon that you are playing. The graphics look really interesting. I don't know if I'm super interested in the gameplay, but we'll see. You don't have a Switch? That's okay. There's probably a Switch 2 coming out in the next year-ish or so. Then I will be unavailable forever. Gonna quit all my volunteer activities too. Kind of understandable. I know you're excited about it, so maybe get some good time with the game. They talked about Splatoon. The next announcement I was pleasantly surprised about, which is Detective Pikachu. They're making a Detective Pikachu sequel, which, if you guys don't know, there was a 3DS game called Detective Pikachu where it's like a point-and-click visual novel mystery game, and Pikachu can talk, and he has a detective hat on. and we will play it. We will play this. I actually really wanted to play the first one, but I don't know if we have the capability. I don't know how I would get that to work. So if I can figure it out, maybe we'll play the first one before, but we'll see. Gotta look into that. I don't think so. In the trailer, he has a voice, and I think it's the one that they use in the game, in the first game, but I can't remember who did that. But yeah, it's not Ryan Reynolds. I forget who it is. Then they announced Super Mario RPG. So, okay, Detective Pikachu comes out in October. Super Mario RPG comes out in November. And again, super excited. We will play that. That's like a launch. Gonna watch the trailer. Yeah. Go do it. Super Mario RPG is like a launch day type of situation for me. We may do some kind of fundraising thing for it just to make sure I can get it. Because again, gosh, even, let me see if I can find Super Mario RPG. Okay, there's this. I want to find... My computer's going very slowly today. And I don't know why. Makes me nervous. There's that. Here's the original art. So... Oops. Super Mario RPG, this is the OG art. That's like on the cover of the game, I think, or at least on like in the manual maybe. And it's a very iconic style. You can even see how short Mario is, and they're just kind of, it's just interesting. It's a fun little style. But the cover for Super Mario RPG, the remake, is based off of, wait, why is it so small? Hold on. Why are you so small? There we go. Let's try this again. There we go. I don't know why it saved that at such a low resolution. Yeah, look, it's basically the same thing. Interestingly, they took Yoshi off of it. Rest in peace, Yoshi. Granted, Yoshi's not a playable character in the original game. He's in it in different segments, but he's not like a playable character. So maybe that's why on the new cover they only include the 5 playable characters. I'm curious if they'll change anything or if they'll like add anything. If they don't, I will be perfectly happy with it. And it currently seems, based on the trailer, that it's like there was nothing particularly new, I don't think, in it. There's nothing that struck me as it being new. Anyway, it just looks so good. I'm just so excited and happy that they're making it. It's such a surprise. But let's see. So, the next thing they announced was a Peach game, which that was also a surprise. Peach has, I don't think, ever had a headlining game. But they didn't really talk about, they just kind of said there is a Peach game being made, and that was it. They showed like a little bit of it. So as you admit, it looks it looks so good. I mean, Peach game seems interesting. I mean, we'll probably play it. Granted, they didn't show anything about it. They didn't even give it a name. I'm curious, in the little teaser that they showed, she touched a flower, and then her dress turned white. Very curious or it was a star. Maybe it was a star, and her dress turned white. But I'm very curious to see what what's that about? You know, what's going on there? The next thing was Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, the remake. It looked different, Brad. It looked different. It wasn't like the white and red like fire Mario suit. It was something different. So yeah, she deserves her own game for sure. But they said, what is happening? I guess we'll find out soon, and that was sort of it. But that comes out in 2024. They announced the remake or remaster. I think it's they're re-releasing some version of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, which is a Luigi's Mansion game that was on the 3DS. I have not played that one. It's actually the only Luigi's Mansion game I have not played, so we will probably play that. We played 3 on stream. We did not play the first one on stream, but I played that a long time ago. They announced it's just a little better graphics. Okay, so it's a remaster then. I'm excited. I didn't play it at all, so I'm down to play it. But both of those are 2024. They did Batman, the Arkham trilogy. I think I only played the first Arkham game. They're pretty good, but I wasn't super jazzed about it. Gloomhaven. I've actually played the TTRPG once. My least favorite Luigi's Mansion. I've heard some people say it's really underrated, so I don't know. I have zero opinion on it. I don't know. Why is it your least favorite? Just curious. I played the TTRPG Gloomhaven once. And it was pretty fun. I don't necessarily have interest in the game, but I will say the music in the trailer was really good. Just Dance 2024. That exists. Let's see. Silent Hope, which was an RPG where it's like all of the protagonists can't speak, which I think is interesting. Because interesting. You go to different mansions. Yeah. No, I don't think so. I don't think there would. Realistically, I don't think there is a way we'd be able to get that to work. One, for space issues. 2, my stream sound and like the video game sound, it's like a little off sync, so it would just be awful to watch. That's why we don't really play any kind of rhythm game here, because I just can't ever get it to like sync up 100%, so it'd just be weird. Plus I hear things at a delay whenever we're playing a game, so it's even so many excuses. Yeah, it would be a nightmare, honestly. Silent Hope RPG, all the protagonists can't speak. I think that's interesting because usually an RPG is based purely on, like, a lot of it is story driven and narrative driven. It does seem to have a pretty heavy narrative, but apparently it's not going to come from any of the protagonists because none of them can speak, unless they will at least have like an internal monologue. That would at least make sense. Fae Farm, which is like a farm sim game, don't really have interest in it. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, Manic Mechanics, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope's DLC, it's out today. We're gonna play that today, and then I decided I don't want to think today. I still have plenty to do for the stream anniversary. Speaking of, I'm not streaming tomorrow, so I can get things done. And so we almost played the Sparks of Hope DLC today, but I'll save it for next week. Today we're playing a game called Bonito Days, which I have wanted to play for a long time. I've had it in my library for a long time, and it's gonna be just a chill experience today. Val, welcome in. I don't know how to voice this other than an emote mix. Coffee pizza. Are you having coffee pizza today? Ripperoni Zelda. No, we will get back to Zelda. I've just been tiny bit spoiled, I think, on little things, and I kind of just want to wait now a little bit until I can either forget some things or people move on. And then I can get to it and I can play it without, I don't know. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I want to know nothing about the game, and I feel like I've already been told too much. And I'm just like, well, now I just want to forget it. So we're gonna just wait a little bit. But we'll be back to it, I'm sure, in a couple of weeks. Anyway. No, we'll for sure. Do not fret, my friends. But today we're playing a game called Bonito Days, which is, from my understanding, it is a very simple game. Plus, Sassy, welcome in. How are you? No, I wish. Just an emote with the expression of, oh, but eating pizza. Oh, you mean, for a suggestion. Throw that in the suggestions channel in the Discord. There is a thread there called emote ideas for the stream anniversary. You should throw that idea in there. I'm gonna take a couple of emote suggestions and we're gonna vote for them on Friday for a new one. There will be a new emote on Friday though. I'm well, good to hear. We were talking about the Direct, as well as I was just mentioning today we're playing a game called Bonito Days. And my understanding is that it is a very chill game, and it has good music, and that it shouldn't require a lot of thinking from me, which will be just wonderful. Surprised we don't already have a pizza emote. We have thought about it multiple times, in fact. I even started making one, and then at some point I just gave up on it, I think. I didn't know how I wanted to depict it, but yeah, I mean, if you guys want pizza emotes, throw it in the suggestions channel. You can follow the link in that pinned message, or you can go to suggestions and there's a thread there. Emote ideas or stream anniversary. Vote. Let's hear them. That's the name of the thread. So anyway, we'll get to the game in a little bit, but what else? Going down the list, there was Dragon Quest Monsters. I've never played a Dragon Quest game, but I mean, that looked fine. Pikmin 4, and then Pikmin 1 and 2 are being released as well. Pikmin 4 comes out next month, almost exactly. I probably won't pick up Pikmin. I think it's an okay game. I don't I'm not in love with the franchise, and so, I mean, unless people were like, die hard, Jet, we want you to play Pikmin 4. If there was rioting for Pikmin 4, then I would play it, but I'm sort of different. Metal Gear Master Collection. Apparently this collection has been in the works for a long time. I think it got leaked a super long time ago, and people have just been waiting for it to be announced. So that's coming out. I've actually never played a Metal Gear game. Vampire Survivors. I hear that's very addicting. I've never played it. Watching someone play it, I don't understand the appeal of it, but everyone that's mentioned it talks about how addicting it is, so I don't really know. I don't think I've played a game like it either. I want anyone to stream the Dancing Pigeon game. Oh, it looks very funny. It's like a battle royale. It kind of reminded me of Fall Guys. I almost said Fall Out Boy. Hi, are you hyped about Vampire Survivors, Embers? Is that the one you're hyped about? Again, I hear anyone who has played it has said it's very fun and very addicting, but I don't get it. I don't understand. There's nothing. Watching someone play it, it doesn't evoke any emotion in me. I'm just there's a lot of things on the screen. But again, people seem very excited about it. I did Survivor.io for a bit, which is a similar concept to Vampire Survivors, and it for sure made me go an hour of the way while on the train to work. Did you miss your stop or something? An hour out of the way. Okay. Yeah, again, people, you see, I always hear stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, it looks so simple, though. And maybe that's the appeal, is that it's simple, and and you just gotta survive. But there's also a game, I feel like as I mentioned this, everyone's gonna go try it. And the next one was half an hour to downtown, then a half hour. Oh gosh, Brad, that's oh no. There's a game called Push the Button, I think, that's on Steam. It is free to play. You can buy like a deluxe version, and the only difference is that the button is gold. But the deal is that the objective of the game is to get as high of a number as possible. However, every time you push the button, the percentage chance that the button or the counter will reset goes up. So at one button push, you have a 1% chance that the counting will reset. The second time you push it, you have a 2% now, and it just keeps going up and up and up. So it's like it's like getting over like a 35 is very difficult. But anyway, I've seen a lot of people talk about it, so you guys might. It is free. It's free on Steam. It's simple because you only move, but you have to maneuver well to not die, and you pick up certain weapons which combo together. Interesting. Yeah, I've seen a few people play it, and I don't know. But yeah, so it's coming out. They announced that. Headbangers Rhythm Royale. That is the pigeon game you were talking about. That comes out on Halloween. Again, it's a rhythm game. We will likely not play it just because playing a rhythm game on stream can be very difficult for me because I am hearing things at a delay. There's like, I don't know. It's just a lot. There's just a lot that doesn't sync up well. Mario Kart Wave 5. So more Mario Kart stuff. A Star Ocean remake. I have never played Star Ocean. I think I maybe started it and stopped it, but I know a lot of people are very hyped about it. It's not a game I'd want to play, but I want to watch someone play it. That's funny. WarioWare Move It. I actually really love the WarioWare game that was on the Wii. Again, it is a lot of rhythm stuff or like timing stuff, and so we wouldn't be able to play it. But WarioWare is usually a very fun party game. Then they showed off the Zelda and Ganondorf amiibo. I think the Zelda one looks fantastic. I want to get Mr. Panda to play WarioWare with me. They're usually very funny games to play. There was on the Wii version, there was a mode where it was like randomized, and like who was up to play was even randomized, and it was the like screen just showed like your Miis as angels flying through the clouds, and they would kind of so they would kind of like get closer to the screen as if it was their turn, and then like it might put somebody else in front, and then it would just be a random game, and then it would switch once the game was over. It would then like switch to somebody else. It's a very fun game. I'm probably gonna get WarioWare. If it's anything like the Wii one, I remember having a ton of fun with it. So it's a good local party game for sure. And then they showed off Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which again is like Mario, but you're tripping out. Is the entire time I watched it, I was like, this is like a fever dream. I love that you can play as Toad. When we play it, we will play as Toad, and that comes out in October as well. So many games coming out in October. So wait, hold on. RPG, Super Mario RPG is in November. A month before is Super Mario Brothers Wonder. And then earlier that month is Detective Pikachu. So that's like, I mean, generally I try to do like a cat week or a animal themed week in October. You might not get a chance to do that. So, because there's gonna be too much. There's just too much to play. So I might have to do it another time. I played the GBA one, I think. It was included in the Ambassador program for the 3DS. Nice. Luigi's Mansion. Yeah, that's the one that I haven't played. So I'm excited about that. And that one comes out next year, I think they said. Anyway, yeah, so that was the full list of the Direct games. I thought it was a very good Direct. Obviously, I'm very excited about Super Mario RPG, Detective Pikachu, and probably Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I think those are the three that I'm most looking forward to. But we'll kind of see as things go, what we end up playing. But what else? There's the Direct. Again, emote suggestions in the Discord, please. Por favor. Oh. No, thank you. And what else? I was in Gizmo's Discord during the Direct, and he wanted to tell you about Mario RPG so badly, but it was 6 a.m. your time. Yeah, I was asleep. I woke up pretty much immediately after it was over, and then just watched it. And again, I'm glad that I didn't wait for stream because it was pretty much everywhere. Everyone was talking about it, so I would have found out anyways. But yeah, that's awesome. Very excited about it. Very, very excited. It's been funny because I've actually been seeing a lot of artists. I follow a bunch of artists on Twitter that have been, over the years, have been kind of just making their own 3D assets based on Super Mario RPG. Like, let's take this old enemy model and let's see what it would look like in 3D, and it's been really cool to see. And so it's funny that they're now making it, and not those artists, but it's just interesting to see then now Nintendo's take. And I honestly really love that it's a short Mario. I think short Mario is great, and we need more of it. Little stubby Mario. But yeah, that's kind of been most of the things. What have you guys been up to? Anything else exciting going on? The submarine, or the submersible, I guess is technically what it is. It's not a submarine. It's still gone. No one knows where it is still. But yeah, I saw that. And I think it's confirmed now. The CEO is in the submersible, and it's a couple other billionaires, I think. Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday, and honestly, it's something that I would never do. I like, even if I was incredibly wealthy, would not. That just is. There's no part of me that wishes to do anything like this. Did you heard about the controller? Yes, Emmers. We talked about it yesterday, but I'm not sure if you were here. Did you know about the controller? Yeah, I think, do I still have it? Yeah, this is the controller. Oops. I did a double take. Yeah, look at this. It just seems like, again, if I were to walk onto a submarine and they told me, hey, we're gonna control the submarine with this thing, I'd be like, sweet, I'm out. Not even brand name, I know. Jet doesn't like water, so to Mars, confirmed. But I like oxygen is the problem. Yeah, it's a terrifying thought. I did read that apparently, I forget which company, but some company has already requested or put out an offer for they're hiring writers to make a movie based on this. So we live in that kind of dystopia. If you're curious which kind of dystopia we're living in currently, it's that one. Where we don't even know the results of it or what's happening. And yeah. I did read, interestingly, that there is a possibility that they are just floating on the water somewhere. There's like a bunch of different potential options for what happened to them, one of which is awful and terrifying. A second one, which is also awful and terrifying, which involves them being at the bottom of the ocean. And then there's a third option, which is also terrifying, that they are floating on the ocean, like on top somewhere. But they even signed a waiver that they could die because the submersible is like a prototype or something. I don't doubt that. Apparently every article has mentioned that like so many experts and scientists have warned them of like, this vehicle is unsafe. Like it's not ready yet. And they did it anyway. Even the CEO complained about that safety regulations were too strict for these types of vehicles and transportation or whatever. And yeah, I mean, it seems like they probably cut some corners, it sounds like. But what else? There's something else. Yeah, I bet those words. I know, right? So one thing is that there was like a fail-safe type of thing, so that basically these like weights, I think, fall off or dissolve, and it just gets kind of like sent back up to the top. And they would still be in severe danger if that's even the case, because there's actually no way to exit the vehicle from inside. They're actually bolted in to the submersible from the outside. So they all like loaded into the ship, and then it was like closed with like bolts from the outside. So even if they are like floating at the top of the water, they're like, yes, they are. It's basically yes. You think there'd be a failsafe for things like this, like an automatic return to service? Yeah. So I think I was reading that I think there is, but it's sort of like there is no way to know if it works. Really, I think it's something like if the submersible, I think, remains under a certain pressure or underwater for so long, these like weights dissolve or something, and it or fall off, and it rises up to the top. But there is no way to know if that activates unless you're inside of it, I assume. But yeah, it's yeah. So they're entombed. I did read a comment that was described it like because again, it was also $250,000 US per ticket. Someone said something to the effect of, you're paying $250,000 essentially to be like sent into the depths of the ocean in like in a casket is what they said. Like you're in essentially a waterproof casket. Yeah, and I don't understand either, Brad. Yeah, they should have added a Find My Phone feature to the submersible. So a couple people were like, what would I mean, could you put like an air tag or whatever on it? And it was just basically like, they're so far down that they no kind of communication is able to like reach up to where people are, so I don't know. It doesn't seem so. Apparently GPS doesn't really work in water, as well as they're using sonar to try to find it. But also they painted the vehicle white which is a bad call. Because in a case like this, white is much more difficult to see in water. Like if they're on the ground, like in sand or something, they're not. Yeah, I don't know. Just slap an air tag on it. Yeah, it's so. I mean, it doesn't look good. If they are make the thing. I know. I think a lot of watercrafts are usually like red or striped or yellow or something. It's very bright. They made it white, which is, and it has like nothing on it. It has like the logo on it on the side, which is just like Cyclops 1 or something. I also heard that the deepest recovery mission that has succeeded was like 1,500 I forget what the measurement was. Let's say meters. That seems like a lot though. I can't remember what it was. Let's say it's meters. Or you know what? We'll make up our own measurement. We'll call it blip blops. So the last recovery mission that has succeeded underwater was like 1,500 blip blops. If they are on the ocean floor where the Titanic is, that would be 15,000 blip blops. And so the chance of recovery if they are on the ocean floor is incredibly it would be like the deepest like underwater recovery mission like ever. They needed to use the whale technique from the movie The Core. I don't think I've seen that. Make the thing neon. What were they thinking? I don't know. I don't think they were. So also an idea for an emote, but Jet tinfoil hat. They did all these seemingly strange things to get rid of the CEO. Well, they also got rid of 4 other people, I guess, at the same time. It seems suspicious. I've been watching a lot of Succession. I haven't seen that. I have no idea if I would like it. I mean, like, they're using a non-brain controller to control the submarine. Not surprised they painted it white. There was a lot that they looked over, it seems like. What's Blip Blop compared to a Shabadoo? Well, it depends. It depends if you're using the metric system. Google says 480 meters. Okay. The other people are just collateral damage, I guess. Yeah, and so I don't know. It seems like a terrible situation. I saw an article that was being passed around that the title was very misleading. It said something about that they had heard banging in their recovery effort so far. They can, like, using sonar, they can hear banging. However, if you read the article, the headline mentioned something about banging heard and, sonar, blah, 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 blah. If you read the article, it says that the banging stopped, like a day or two ago. But, that also, the problem is that, I can't remember which, it was the, one of the, I think, Malaysian aircraft crashes over the past few years, that the plane fell into the water and they had people searching for it using the same kind of like sonar stuff. They also mentioned that they heard like banging noises, but it ended up being noises from their own ships, if that makes sense, like their own watercrafts and stuff. So it's kind of hard to tell if the banging noise is them trying to, you know, get out, or if it's just water noises. Yeah, so anyway, it's a terrible situation all the way around. It's not looking good for them, but the Titanic is about 8 times deeper than the deepest successful ocean rescue. There we go. That's a good way to put that fact. The whole situation is insane. It is. I don't really even know, like, what the point is, I suppose, in terms of, like, I don't know. Like, so you make a company, you decide you want to do touristy excursions to the Titanic, sure. But, like, why rush that, I guess? Why would that be something you, like, just try to rush out and push? Piggyback Panic, hello. How's it going? Thank you for that hydrate. A very apt animation for our conversation. Yeah, so that's sort of the situation from what I've heard. I think that's basically the update. Unfortunately, it seems as though it is estimated that they have enough air for till tomorrow. That's like an estimation. It could be a pretty rough estimation. Yeah. I have 16,000 points. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, that's sort of the whole Titanic thing. 96 hours. What is 96 hours? Also, is the music loud? No, it should be fine. Might just lower it a smidge. Also, I need to swap out. Right? Yeah, I think I need to swap out the amount of air in the summer. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it looks like, from what it sounds like, they have until sometime Thursday, but I mean, that's if, like, everything is, like, optimal. Because you can imagine that, I don't know. There is a chance that, like, you know, someone starts, like, panicking and is breathing really, like, heavy, is, like, consuming a lot of oxygen or whatever. I don't know. There's just a lot of things that can go wrong. I did in not lighter news, but like, or in at least a more awkward thought, maybe there is. I had some people. I read some comments that were wondering about, like, how does, like, bathrooms work on the thing? Like, does it even have one? There is technically some kind of bathroom, like, receptacle there, which seems like the most awkward situation. Which is, it's essentially like a bucket, I think is what it is. And if you need to use the bathroom while you're on the thing, they pull out the bucket, and there is a curtain that they draw that you go behind, and then they play music as you go to the bathroom, which that just seems like I don't know, just the worst. There's nothing about that situation that I don't know. I can imagine, sure, you're in a submersible, you're going underwater. They're probably not gonna have like a fully functional bathroom for you, but I don't know. It just all seems bad. Anyway, so enough about that. I'll be lurking. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good night. Thanks for popping in and hanging out with us. We're gonna hop into our game, which is Bonito Days. Experts think the most likely explanation of what happened is that the submersible got caught on some of the wreckage. Interesting. That would be awful. Let's see. All right. Granted, if they're able to be rescued, that will be a huge milestone. All right. Let's go ahead and I'm very excited. I've wanted to play this game for a super long time. And I think it's going to be just what we need. It really would be. Okay. Put me there. I've been told the music is very good, so I'm here for it. I need a game that we... Oh, and again, I guess before... Hold on. Before we get into this... This article also made it sound like they're almost in a sensory I mean, it probably... That's not... Probably not too far off. Couple things before we hop into the game. One, a reminder, no stream tomorrow because I'm going to make sure that I can get everything done for Friday. But in the case that you did not see, I have to head out, but I'll have to watch the VOD later, see the game. Val, hope you have a good one. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. There will be a new emote on Friday that'll be available for the stream. Or not just for that stream, but, starting on Friday. But we'll also be voting on the next emote on Friday. So if you look at the pinned message, if it's still there for you, you can go to the suggestions channel in the Discord and vote, or not vote, but put in suggestions that we will vote for on Friday. So, anyway, that is the Streamiversary news for today. But, in the meantime, let's go to Bonito Days. I think it's a very simple, straightforward game. We're like a little... I don't know what we are. How's the sound? Roll down slopes to start gliding. And then press A to start landing while gliding. Collect sweets for extra points. Purple rings for a multiplier bonus. Collect to get a random power-up. A little, like... I'm covering it. It's like a little orange swirl sphere. Avoid bumping into walls or the ground while gliding. Excellent. I don't know if you do cup or free play. Ooh, we can choose a color. I wish there was more of like a we'll do blue. Your name is Auntie Trudy. Perfect. Choose a cup. The noodle cup, chicken cup, soup cup, herb, ramen, and special. Drifter Coast. I wonder if it matters if we do cup or free play. Is that loud? You'll have to tell me. Whee! Ooh! Wait, oh! Okay, I see how this works. Yeah, little. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. Oh, no! I've lost! I've lost! Oh, no. Okay, I need to get better at this. I was losing momentum. I didn't realize. Didn't expect me to be jazz flute good. Yeah, I've heard it like ranges from. So this is a power up. Ranges from like city pop. Oh, wait. Oh no. What did I do? So the objective is to land on the target. We're gonna land on one this time because this is our third run and I've 0 points. We're gonna go for the far one though, because so you collect these little sweeps. It's okay. I've got some air there. Is it? Do I need to be like dolphin diving? Okay. And so then we get to oh no, I don't have enough. Ah! Can I at least make it? Okay. Look at us. We're like a little fishy guy. I need to get better at my like. Oh, it's like a little banana sticker. But this is I need to get better at the actual like gliding. I've heard that all of the reviews for this game were like the music is super good. So okay. Hold on. What? What did I just do? Wait a minute. What? Why did I explode? I exploded. So, okay. There we go. Whoop. Okay, hold on. Should I? Oh gosh, I need to. I think I need to change the inverted controls, which. Hold on. Oh. I guess we'll have to do that from the main menu. Don't know how to use power-ups, I don't think. Oh, right. Yeah, you see, I keep on, I keep thinking that it's gonna do a different direction. So this is all my bad. We're gonna go to the main menu. I did very bad. Game. Bubble Tea Lake. It's loading. This is the practice run. Right, exactly. This doesn't count. Okay, hold on. So this is there's also local co-op in this game. You can like, and I think that's what we're doing currently. The cup is like you could have multiple people playing and have it where it's like, where did it let me? If I do free play. First to 3. What does that mean? Oh, maybe when I was picking my character? Yeah, there we go. Mr. Bumble. There we go. Let's just do this. We can, that way we don't have to, we can like get used to a map. But I think if you're playing competitively, you try to get the most like sweets in a few runs or whatever. So yes, okay, this is what I want. So, like, how do you... I didn't know if once I get turned into a ball, if I can, like, open back up. The answer is no. Try going to the left? Okay. There's a power-up over there. Oh, so this is like a weight, I think. So what? Ah! I'm trying to get. I don't know how to like float very well. Get it, Emmers! Have you? I hope you purchased it before. We're gonna go to the right this time. I just need to learn how to like. So I'm watching it go up and down. Sometimes he gets like sweaty. And is that like, I don't know. I'm trying to get these. There we go. Oh, come on. Can I... Technically not dead. But I landed. Okay, so landing in the water is the worst, I think. You just don't get any more points, it looks like. Oh my gosh, that sound. Oh, I got 0 points. It didn't count it. Never mind. I thought at least counted something, because it was like... Let's try that again. Look, we are going to be gliding experts by the time we're done today. So good at gliding. It is. I think it's going to be mostly like the initial getting used to the controls, and then I think you'll be fine. Then I think, yeah. So like, I follow... Maybe I'm like staying too... Oh no, okay. Can we at least... A? Nice. I'll take it. Got 360 points. That's 360 more points than I got last time. I think okay, so I know this from Apex, but when you like launch from the ship, you do something called dolphin diving, where it's like you kind of go up and down a little bit, and it's to like make sure you get some speed, but then like kind of getting some height. I feel like that's almost what I need to do, but I don't really know, like, how would I get to... Oh, gosh. How would I get to, like, the island back there? I don't even know. Also, hang time. What is that? This is music that I would listen to pretty much regardless of... Oh, maybe. You might be right. I wonder if this, like, soundtrack is on Spotify. Also, hold on. So, I don't actually know how to use power-ups. I think. It's definitely not A is what I'm learning. Definitely not bumper. It might be. I didn't remember seeing like these are the controls. I wonder what that one... It looks like a weight, which I wonder if you would use that if you were like trying to get the 150 on the dartboard. Or... Yes, Emmers! That's awesome. Whee! So, okay, not L or R. Or the trigger buttons. I'm considering... Oops. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. That's my bad. That was on me, everybody. Oh, no. Wait. Okay, there we go. So Y is not doing anything. B doesn't seem... X? I don't see... Very confused about the power-up. That's such a sad noise. Let's go to the main menu real fast. Yes. Right? There wasn't a controls thing. Is it just activated when you're... I didn't see it like... No, there's no... We'll do tutorial again. Was there... Did I miss a button? Roll down slopes. You start gliding, and then you do that to start landing while gliding. Collect sweets for extra points. Purple rings. We haven't seen any. Collect to get a random power-up. And that's all it says. So maybe the power-up is just activated. I think that's it. Free play. We're gonna do as many rounds as we can, so that it doesn't keep resetting. Yeah, I hate amiibo scalpers, so I think that's awesome. We'll do that. Oh, there we go. Jonathan Creep. Perfect. Oh, are there oh wait, there are certain like starting points in the same map? So hold on. I think that's maybe part of it. Let's just go for the first dartboard. Start simple. Yeah, there must be different starting points. It looks like. So like, hold on. Oh. Okay, it's fine. I'll take 50. I think I need to do another loop. I need to go like, or take a wider loop around. So we go here. No. It's okay. Oh, did I select 7 rounds? It's only doing 3. Oh, first to 7. What does that mean? 7 what? Oh, stickers? That's probably what it is. So if we start here. Curious. Are we on the same map, but in a different... Yes. Okay, so that maybe makes a little bit more sense. Whee. Start simple. But like, they give you so much time. Is that 150? Nice. Okay. Go to the left. Oh, there's also a 400. I think that's 150. Let's see what happens here. I wonder if the soundtrack is on Spotify. Oh, look at that. Might not have been worth it. We're gonna try to go for this 400. Oh yeah! And plus 20. I got a multiplier of some kind. Look at us go. Okay, yeah, so I'm realizing now the point is not to like... I unlocked a thing, a new color. You look great. You're not supposed to like go around the entire island and try to get as many as possible and come back. It's like choosing different spots, I think, and kind of getting used to the map. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm picking up, at least. But yeah, I wonder if I'm very curious if I'll have to look after this round if the soundtrack is on Spotify or something. Oh. Okay, we did not make... Oh, gosh. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. How do you do this? How would I... Okay. We're gonna go the easy route. Hopefully, this is the easy route. Oh. This is like... I wonder if you get more points. Oh. I bet if you are higher up in the air and you drop down, I bet that gives you... like, the hang time bonus or whatever. Let's see if we can get a... Oops. Yeah, we're... Oh no! Oh gosh! Oh. Neat. But yeah, I think we got a better hang time bonus. Bonnet. Okay. I wonder how you unlock the like last two sections of each level. Is it by having a certain like point amount? Do you need to at least do all of the ones in like a stage? Sunset dip. Oh no. Oh boy. Oh gosh. That seems very slippery. Maybe I had too much momentum. But I think they slicked the like landing spot. Okay, at least wanted some points. Don't get over there. I'm gonna go to the right. At least now that we have some points, we're gonna explore a little bit. Gotta go pick up Mr. Panda. Do it! Enjoy. Thank you for the lurk. Let's see if we can... Nice. Is that the highest? It is, I think. 472, nice. There has to be like an optimal strategy for these. Oh. Okay. Was not expecting there to be, Following the wind doesn't, like, maybe make me go faster, right? Yeah, so it looks like I had a 0.39, which adds it to the times bonus. My hang time. Oh no! Okay, so you touch the wall, you die. I didn't realize it was like an immediate thing, but we were actually doing pretty good there, I feel. Why do I feel like we're going faster? Oh no! Thank you for the lurk, Brad. Do that again. We at least got some points. Let's try that again. Doom, doo, doo. After this next three, I need to go to the bathroom. So we'll take a quick break. Dee, doo, 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 doo. This is the most sweets we've gotten in one. Oh, man. Let's try that again. Yeah, look, we're flying. Woo! Yeah, look at us go. Oh. I don't know where we're at. 50. Okay. Whatever it has to do with... I'm gonna do that again. No! I took that turn too sharp. Okay, give us a okay, that's not bad. We unlocked a thing. A new level. Sunshine Sands. Is that on... Perfect. Okay, we'll do that next. But I'm gonna run to the bathroom real fast. So I will play some music for you guys, and we will BRB. All right, everyone, I am back. Unfortunately, I got a call. I'm gonna have to go. I have to go put out some work fires. So, as much as I would love to stick around and play, I'm going to need to go. But, as a quick reminder, tomorrow no stream, because I'm gonna be finishing things up for the streamiversary. But we'll be back on Friday for the streamiversary. So there will be a couple more announcements in the Discord for Friday, but keep an eye on that. But apologies, yeah, I have to go fix some things and do some stuff. But friends, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me today. We're just gonna end because I have to go. But I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys on Friday for the big day. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.